3 months, has got a singer that not necessarily made it, needs a foot up the ladder, just gone around finding all them different entertainers to give them a bit of a taster of, you know, what's to come for them. Because I think you go to a social club or a pub and you see a singer that's sat in the room and everyone's talking, and it really frustrates me because there's some really cracking singers out there. And I found some gems, I have to tell you.
So you're going to have to do Simon Cowell then? You're going to get those on tour?
Yeah, you know what? It'd be great, but I just want to give somebody else a chance. And if they upstage me, so be it. I'm just have my audience and upstage me.
That will happen. I am told that your mum is going to be joining on stage. Is that right?
My mum is coming on stage because she's in a choir. Yeah, Jackie, she's backstage. Her mum. She is. She loves to sing, and when I did Sing My Heart Out, the music video for it, my mum is just behind me to the left, and she wasn't singing the right words. But
was she not join you solo or?
No. With there's rock choirs all over the country, and she's in one, and she's going to be in the choir, and so they're going to be supporting me in Dartford, and my mum is going to be just over my left shoulder, which is where I like her to be.
Now, in terms of electric do you plug your own microphones in, or do you have a room to do that for you?
As well. Yeah, I'm not very good with things that are electrical, I have to say. Yeah, I'm not very clever.
Now, you're going to give us a little taster for this album. What are we going to hear?
Okay, so there's a song on the album called No Tomorrow, which was written by a wonderful guy in America called Steve Dorff, who wrote Through the Years by Kenny Rogers. He's written songs for Whitney Houston, Barbra Streisand, Celine Dion, and he wrote this song. I fell in love with it. Went over to LA last year and recorded it. In fact, I'm going to sing it in a show in LA next month. So he's an incredible guy. The song is just written for me. It's kind of a tribute to my husband, who's at home now. Hi, hubby.
Is he going to be on the road with you or not?
He will probably bring the kids along to some of the dates. My youngest is 2. She's like my biggest fan. I was on Loose Women on Friday, and she was literally...
What? Never heard of it.
She would say, Mummy, singing, Mummy, singing. She was jumping up and down. She loves to sing. My eldest is like, yeah, whatever.
Let's have a quick question to you guys. I'm going to talk about shit cars.
So, what do you have on your rider then? Everyone wants to know what's your rider. What, Blue Bowl of Smarties?
Do you know what? I don't agree with riders, because I think if you're there to do a job and you're being paid to do a job, you shouldn't go demanding stuff. I bring it myself. I've got my own fridge, I've got my own kettle, I've got my own tea bags. As long as there's milk in a fridge, I'm happy as Larry.
So I insist on being massaged by Scandic Virgins, because it's the only thing that I need to put me in the mood for the show.
No, I don't have that. I'll bring my own. Bring your own. If you want it, bring your own. Some poor person's got to go out and sit there and pick out black wine guns.
You're creating work.
I know, probably have, but there's some things that are a little bit better, right? I do, I take my own stuff with me everywhere I go. I did it in Chicago. I had blankets, pillows, a bed, everything.
Well, let's talk about Chicago, because a little bird, my makeup artist, Justine, told me that on your first day, you had a sort of moment where you thought, I can't do this.
I actually sat on the toilet, everyone was in the room, and there's like literally everyone that was amazing. There was Gary Christ, who is Chicago. He did it with Anne Rankin years ago, and he was the choreographer, and everyone was there, all these big massive people, dancers, John Partridge, Hayley Talladen, and I literally went, oh dear Lord, and I went in the toilet and thought, my mum's sick, my dog's died, what could I say to get me out of it? And I went back in the room, and they went, okay, let's start Act 1, Scene 1, and I went, oh no, and I had no way of getting out of it. And I didn't actually believe my character until 3 months in, because I actually took that long.
What were you afraid of, dancing or just performing
I've never done acting, so to pick up a script and learn it with people that had been to university and college for years, I felt so small.
Did you enjoy it?
I loved it. I've got the bug. I have got the bug. There's so many shows I want to do. Chris Keys, I want to do Les Mis, just to let him know on the camera there. I'd love to be Madame Thénardier, Les Mis. I'd love
so what was your fear that you got over then? Was it just because you hadn't done it before?
I think it's learning lines, you know, and I've never done acting. I went to Performing Arts College when I was 16, and it was one of those courses where you just had to turn up. Tick, you've got a distinction, well done. That was it. There was no anything at the end of it that I could say that I'd achieved when I went to college. There was nothing. So I didn't go to RADA or Doreen Bird or big schools or Guildford or anything like that. I went to a college course, and it was just, I don't feel like I've earned my place.
Well, the critics loved you and the fans loved you as well.
So it was quite good, yeah.
It's Elaine Mears. Something for you, Yaz?
Something completely different.
Okay.
You were a prison officer. I remember talking to you about it last time we were on. But with all this stuff going on at the moment, the riots and the violence and it seems as if it's all going to go up in flames. I mean, well, what do you think's going on?
Do you know what? Anybody out there that's a prison officer, I completely feel for you at the minute. I'm so glad I got out when I did. It's so unsafe in the prison at the moment because of cutbacks, and not just that, they did voluntary early departure scheme for a lot of the older generation of prison officers. So they all left at the right time, and then they started recruiting 18, 19-year-old people. Now, from my point of view, when you're in a prison and you're a 55-year-old angry man that's been in there for a long period of time, to have an 18-year-old lad come and tell you what to do and when to do it, that barrier is completely, there's no, it's honest,
no idea about that.
It's really, really bad at the minute, is where they're recruiting people that are so young and that are on less than a third of what those ones that would have left. So they're saving money that way, but it's not a safe environment. And I hold my hand up to anybody and take my hat off to anybody that's a prison officer.
Is that the age or just the training, or?
I don't think it's the training. I think there are some people that would have gone into the job that would have been quite assertive, but there are some people that have got a different perception to a prison officer, and there are some of these young people that will go into the job will think that a prison officer is someone that can talk down to a prisoner. That's not the way it is. You have to talk on a level with the prisoner, and as long as you do, and that you have an understanding with that prisoner, you're going to help them. That's all the prison officer is there to care for them whilst they're doing their sentence and in a safe environment. That's what it is. Difference.
Do you know what? It is really interesting. Because
I could talk about this all day.
I know. Unfortunately, we can't, because we've got to talk about lots of other things, including today's Supreme Court ruling on Brexit. Expecting in a few minutes' time, it'll decide whether Theresa May can trigger Brexit without Parliament's approval. If, as expected, the ruling goes against the PM, well, what would it mean? Well, she might struggle to trigger Article 50 by March, and Labour could table amendments that might force May to tear up any deal she gets from Brussels for a better one. Well, we'll take your calls on that before Sam leads us through the rest of today's headlines. And then I want to know your thoughts on drunkenness and personal responsibility. We seem to have a very odd view. We hold drunks to account if they get behind the wheel and drive, but if they're so sozzled their friends abandon them, we criticise their friends, not the person being sick in the gutter. So are we too quick to let drunks evade any sense of personal responsibility? Then, if you've got your own parking space at home or work and someone takes it, are you within your rights to block them in? I was alarmed to hear this morning that there's actually no law against taking someone's parking space and no law against blocking them in. So do we have any sympathy for this doctor who blocked an 80-year-old pensioner in for 5 hours after he napped her space at work? And then I want to wrap up by asking if it's sexist for the Girl Guides to bar all boys from their packs. Well, boys who can identify as girls can now join, other lads can't, and yet all girls, regardless of how they identify, are welcome in the Scouts. Guide leaders say girls want a safe space away from the pressures of boys, a view I would suggest that perpetuates the falsehood all boys are would-be rapists and all girls are innocent angels. Your thoughts are the ones that matter most? It's all on the this way.
Morning, Matthew. If you want to get in contact with the show today, couldn't be easier. As always, the number is 0207 173 5555. Calls will cost you no more than 10 pence per minute from a BT landline, but other networks and mobiles may vary. If you want to send us an email, you can send that to wrightstuff@channel5.com, or you can always text us. Just put TWS plus your comment to 85525. Text will cost you 25 pence plus your standard network rate. Remember, not all messages will be seen on screen. Finally, if you're on Twitter or Instagram, you can follow us at 5wrightstuff, or you could always head to our Facebook page.
Nice one, Storm. After the break, we're going to be discussing today's Supreme Court ruling on Brexit. It's due any moment now. And we'll find out what the implications are after the break. 0207 173 5555, that's the number you need. It's the panel we're going to hear from.